Today is the last of the statements of what some people have called the Beatitudes or the Blessed Be statements. But Jesus called them the Makarios statements. That's the word he used in Greek to describe how to be happy. He tells us how we as his followers can have a happiness that has no dependency on anything in the outside world. It doesn't depend on what the weather's like. It doesn't depend on the house we live in, the state of our retirement account, not even the mood of our boss. None of those things should affect our happiness if you're a Jesus follower, because happiness is not something you can buy and it's not something you can obtain, but happiness is the result of the way you live, the attitudes that you choose. And the last statement that Jesus makes, it probably is a little bit harder for us to understand just because of the context of our world. He said, happy are those, blissfully happy, are those who are persecuted for righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of God. Blessed are those who are persecuted for righteousness. Now let's make no mistake here that persecution in first century Israel, in the Roman world, meant death. It meant pain. It meant loss. It meant something very, very tangible and very, very tragic. Persecution in 21st century America means a thumbs down on a Facebook page, a disapproving text. Most of us have no idea what it means to be persecuted in the context that Jesus is talking about. And so we have to draw a long line from what he said to the principle behind what he said. So what he's saying is, you're going to live your life, and good things are going to happen to you, and bad things are going to happen to you. You're going to find people who will disapprove of whatever you do. So if you live the right way, somebody's going to disapprove of that. And if you live the wrong way, somebody's going to disapprove of that too. Jesus is saying it's better to go ahead and live rightly and let people disapprove of that than it is to live wrongly and find disapproval for that. Because if you live right and people are disapproved, you still have righteousness in the eyes of God. You have still done what's right in God's eyes. And ultimately, that's what matters. So Jesus is saying that happiness is the result of choosing to just live right, no matter who approves or disapproves. Blessed are those who are persecuted, disapproved of, for their righteousness, for theirs is the kingdom of God. So I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there's one clear thread running through all of these statements that Jesus made, these blessed are or these happy are statements. They are not outcome-based, they are result-based. They are the result of a way you act. They are the result of a way you choose. Happiness is not something you obtain. It's the result of the way you live, that when you choose to live the life that Jesus asks you to live, the end result is happiness. Now here's the problem with all of these statements. They are more crock-pot than they are microwave. You know, we want microwave happiness. We want to put something in a box, push a button, and 5 seconds later, there it is. We have happiness. We want to push a button and we want instant gratification, instant happiness. But if you look at these blessed be, happy be statements, they take time. They take a pattern. They take time to repeat a pattern. And once you do, the end result is happiness. So take a look at Matthew chapter 5 and look at all these statements that Jesus made, and recognize that over time, when you start to do these things, the end result, the accumulative result, is a happy life. It doesn't mean everything goes well. It doesn't mean life is always rainbows and butterflies and peanut butter cups. It just means that no matter what happens on the outside, there is a happiness that exists on the inside because you're following Jesus and you're doing what he said. And isn't that the ultimate source of happiness? Doing what your Creator tells you to do. If you want lasting happiness, if you want blissful happiness, if you want a happiness that does not depend on anything from the outside world, but resonates from the inside, read Matthew 5, apply those teachings, and let the pattern of living those teachings over time make you happy, because they will. See you.